I mean, shit, holy shit. It's the day after St. Patty's Day. It's the 18th. It's Friday. It's March. It's 2022. Don't tell me about the damn time right now. I'm just going after it. I'm just losing it. About an hour and a half ago. It's about 6:06 right now, p.m. Gotten the trigger again. And everything else went hell in a handbasket. Big chill. Music on there. Memories. My brother and I listening to music a hell of a lot. Not to mention watching the movie The Big Chill and listening to the music a hell of a lot because we enjoyed it so damn badly. And now they keep seeing The Big Chill popping up every once in a while. And it's like, get more salt and lemon for my damn wounds right now as it is. I'm not hurting enough. And to hear Marvin Gaye, I'm like, that's it. I had enough. And so instead of turning off the damn music, I had kept it on. Listen to a few more of the songs on the Big Chill just to get past the damn shit. Heavy duty crying like crazy and wanting to kill myself. And realizing I had passed a holiday that could have been giving me a little bit of a treat, and I fucked that one up. I can't cook as good as my brother used to when it came down for roast beef, or actually not roast beef, but corned beef. And I still ended up ordering more of the meat through the butcher's box thing I've got going on. Every so often, I would get meat through the mail, specialty meat. The way I get meat, instead of ordering or instead of getting hamburgers, which I don't get, except they're fast food, or hot dogs, which I'm getting usually through liquor stores and fixing that shit up, or spam, or any other processed meat. I used to be able to cook a lot of stuff a long time ago. I doubt my ability to cook, but I'm still doing it anyway. I mean, I could do a chicken soup, no problem. Corned beef was one of the things I had an issue with. Even for a boiled dinner, how do you screw this damn thing up? Very damn easy. Very damn easy. Instead of paying attention to what people are saying or reading the instructions and following them letter by letter. Oh, nilly willy dilly, and here we go. We got rubber again. And I'm having issues. I'm having issues over it. I listen to the music. The music of the times that my brother and I had listened to. We had listened to the 50s. We had listened to the 60s when it was considered classic. I mean, shit, we'd turn on classical stations. We'd be listening to that kind of music. 50s, 60s, the 70s would be considered classic. And then you get turned in the 80s, and the 80s are turning into classics. 90s, I don't know what the hell that shit is anymore. All that is classic. But growing up, 50s and some of the 60s were classic. And then we'd listen to the regular rock and roll stuff of the late 60s, 70s. As my brother and I were being kids and listening to the radio. And he gets a car and we're listening to the tunes of those days and of the current times. I remember years later, back in '77 when Star Wars came out. Uh, Walk-ins were packed and the drive-ins were packed, and we picked a day in the summertime for it, so we could see it at a movie theater. And we saw it in June, or no, sometime in May, I guess. And when that got four screen theater, or was it five? Oh man, it was five on their property. I think they put five. One huge building in the center, snack bars, restrooms, projectionists. Everything had to be on sci-fi or cine-fi. And the music of the times of the '70s were blaring out. To me, they're classic. I can't even listen to half the stuff, but even if I did, I'll be probably crying my eyeballs out because I miss my brother that much. Because we'd listen to the music that much. Fleetwood Mac, the Eagles, Foreigner, just to name a few. And we'd listen to them all the time. I remember us watching Star Wars in a station wagon, and we couldn't even get the damn radio to work right. Had to be playing through the radio. Battery kept dying. We had to keep charging it up. Had to keep running the engine. There was a guy with a big truck in the back of us with honking speakers, and we'd listen to it. He was broadcasting enough for everybody around. We're watching it. Small screen, but we're watching it. I remember my brother and I back in the '80s after that. We're watching Empire Strikes Back at a theater. I think it was an AMC over at Victory, Laurel Canyon area, a shopping center. We'd be watching Empire Strikes Back in the walk-in. Why is Star Wars? I don't know. When Star Wars came on the video, the VHS, we had a machine. We finally got the 3-pack. Allowed Ma to watch all three of them with us. And she sees Return of the Jedi and the Ewoks. She falls in love with the Ewoks. Killer teddy bears, as we call them. But she had a blast watching it. Days when she was actually able to get around and move around and do stuff. And live life. My brother would watch the films on DVDs before he passed. Every once in a while, we'd pull them out and watch them. But when the big chill would come out, that was the one thing we didn't get the DVD or the VHS on. I wish we had. But I don't know if I could deal with that one or not. There was also another film that dealt with Bette Midler. Flies around here. Damn pain in the asses. Bette Midler. They call the old divine one. She was roughly around my mama's age. And my mother would be in love with her music like crazy. There was one particular tune that was Wind Beneath My Wings was the title. My mother would listen to that all the time. That was her song. When she passed away in 2013, I made a video tribute for her. I'd used that song in there and never listened to it afterwards because I couldn't deal with it. It's like certain things in certain movies I can't stand watching ever again because they remind me too much of my brother and it hurts too much to remember that. When I try to remember the good times, I am smacked by the pain. When they show military movies, my brother and I would watch. One movie was actually about the U.S. Navy SEALs, actually, and we'd watch it. I still have the DVD, and I haven't watched it after my brother passed away because it hurts too damn badly, and I cannot deal with it. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm keeping it. It's much like there was a movie concerning about women baseball league. My mother would watch that all the time. She'd have a field day over it because she loved the music in it. But she also liked watching them too. And that was hard for me watching it right after Mama's passing because it reminded me too much of her as well. Smokey and the Bandit was another one. Actually, two of them. He liked number one, number two. Jerry Reed was his favorite character. Cletus. Because my brother always visioned himself as a truck driver, and he became one. And I couldn't watch that movie again or listen to the music because we'd listen to it too damn much. I still keep it for storage, but it still hurts too damn much. All the pleasant things that I had dealt with my brother and Ma would probably give me a little bit more joy and peace about it. One would think, but no, I'm not. I hurt too damn badly. I am depressed. Mama's keeping an eye on me right now, little mama's. I don't. At this point, it's like nothing else matters or cares anymore. It just doesn't. I hurt. That's all I know. I wish I could be a lot better. I'm not. I wish I could think I was better, and I'm not. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm not better. I'm just not. When the trigger hits and it does the damage inside of me, where I get the spells, the crying, and the heaving, it's a hell of a time trying to recover from it. It's a hell of a time trying to recover from it. I'm not trying to tell people that I'm feeling lousy, feel sorry for me. No, that's not it. I am telling you how I'm feeling currently right now. And what drives me crazy is sometimes I have to hide it from people left and right because I get embarrassed. I get pissed. As much as I would probably want the company, I probably don't want the company. At least certain company anyway. I would know how to explain it to strangers that when you're going through this, how, it's like how are you supposed to explain this in simple terms that they can understand? Take your chest out, actually take your heart out of your chest and see if you can live without it. And you feel a hole in your chest. How about worse? You got family? Do you have a sibling that you are crazy about and you're fond of? Imagine they're just dead now, right before your eyes. Or better yet, you kill them. Or something kills them right in front of you. Right here, right now. Of course, you're going to fight like crazy. You're going to deny. You're going to go crazy and argue left and right. And say, I'm crazy. I said, no. This is life. This is life. This is whatever the hell it is, but this is what it is. And it deems that your particular loved one is gone, dead, history. Deal with it. Move on. You're not supposed to feel. You're supposed to move on. You love that child. Boom, they're gone. Move on. Get angry. You get pissed. Later on is when the real pain starts hitting. The shock and the denial is the first thing that tries to protect you from the onslaught because it knows. Your squishy little organ knows. You just recorded a major loss in your family. A loved one. They're gone. They're dead. They're history. Now what do you do? What do you do? Right before your eyes. It's one thing to have a long, drawn out process. Suddenly, they're not there anymore. What do you do? How do you feel? Don't tell me there's taking a deep breath and you gotta breathe, you gotta breathe. No, I'm sorry, you're gonna be hitting the gut at this point over here. Because you just got a realization hitting you in the gut at this point over here. And it's gonna be hitting you in the gut one more time. Now you've got a major crisis on your hands, besides the one you gotta deal with, your own personal. Life just handed you something that you have to focus on. And you have to focus on that and shove away the pain of your lost loved one. And then you have to keep focusing on something else and something else, and you've got to fight for survival. Until it gets to a point where you barely recognize the pain and the memories anymore. You're on automatic. One thing after another, you lose another loved one. But you have to shove that away. You lose another loved one. You have to shove that pain and memory away. Everything locked up into a squishy brain. And it gets down to the point where everything that would matter to you is gone. Then how are you supposed to cope and process with this? How? Because at this point, confusion. Without structural programming into your brain, without guidance, without somebody to walk you through shit, without saying, hey, you got another emergency. Hey, you got another. Hey, 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 hey. Now you're left all alone. You got no one else around you but you. It's taken me too damn long. Because growing up as a kid, I had to deal with death myself personally. And I couldn't deal with death. I had to deal with everyone else trying to tell me how to fucking live. Yeah, I used the word screw it. I'll use more of it if I have to. Uncles die, aunt dies, cousins die. Your pet's dying left to right. Throughout the years, shove it away, shove it away, shove it away, shove it away. Your great grandmother, your grandmother, gone. For some people who actually are married, it gets even worse. Other sides of the family. I never got married. I never had those situations happen. Not even adoptees, nothing. Just stayed with my mom and my brother, and that was it. My brother wanted a life for himself. He wanted someone to love, and he kept searching, and he thought he found it. I don't know if he's going to wait for it or not. I was a screw up because one particular woman did actually wanted to love me, and I didn't. Because I didn't know how to love her. I didn't know how to break down the damn barriers I had in myself and honestly tell her how I felt about her. And I regret to this day ever since. She could have been the best thing in my life, and I let her go. I know what losing people is like left and right, like we all have to do in this lifetime. The hardest damn thing is the dealing with the pain and the loss, and especially when we have it coming after you like a damn roaring tub, like a flood at this point. I am so damn befuddled and screwed up inside. I can't trust my squishy brain for anything these days. But here I go to a college to fill it up with some kind of weird ass knowledge. But in real life, it's kicking my ass left and right. It's kicking my ass left and right where I can't function. I can't even go outside and deal with that shit. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with real life on its own damn term out there. I have to deal with what's here, now, all alone. And I have to deal with the memories, and I have to deal with the pain. I have to deal with the trigger events that actually put me through this kind of stuff. I don't trust the medications that the doctors do. Doesn't work for me because I'll be screwing around with my damn body, and I don't want to screw it around with. I had it once for acne and damn near killed myself over it. Never did tell me that damn medication of Zantac ever created psychotic. Not Zantac. Oh, what the fuck? Accutane. How was it? Accutane, yeah. Story on that one. But because of the medication, I've damn near died because I thought I wanted to kill myself. I did not want to live. I haven't been taking any medications ever since except Tylenol. But only if I happen to get a backache or a neck ache. Or maybe both at the same damn time. That's what happens when you get a tire drop on your face at a job and no one will give a shit about you. You damn near have a near-death experience almost. But it's still shocking anyway. Nobody gives a shit about it. They don't care about the physical and see if you're still able to work. Now, if you're going to be mentally working, or if you're mentally there, just as a fucking robot. So it doesn't matter if your emotions are screwed up or not. Doesn't matter if you're pissed off at the world or not. Doesn't matter. As long as you're physically working, that's all that matters. Some bitches. This makes me more pissed off at a lot of people these days. More angrier. More frustrated. More psychotic. Yeah, you heard me use the word psychotic. I can't even look at myself in a camera. I can't even look at myself in a damn mirror and see what the hell I've become these days. I'll see a little light on the screen and that's about it. I'll focus on. But I won't look directly at the image down below. Because I don't like who I see and I don't like who I've become. I don't like what I am. Maybe a long time ago I really didn't know what the hell that was. But at least I was actually able to make faces of myself during those days. This time, I'd rather not see it. I hurt too damn badly. I get angry. I get too much in pain and rage and I get angry sometimes. Because grief and pain and loss does this to a person. I lost my big brother, my best friend in 2018. Suddenly. And I didn't even realize it between an ambulance trip from home to the hospital's ER. The wheels in just like a damn piece of meat. There's one of your triggers right there, boys and girls. Meat. There was a joke my brother and I made when he had a boil on his leg a year before, or almost a year before he passed away. And as I'm looking at the after effects of an outpatient surgery of removing the cyst and not to mention some of the skin tissue around it, he was being taken care of by a home health nurse. And I'm looking at this thing as my brother's being displayed. Leg one way and is showing the injury. And he's looking at me warily. He's going, "What?" "Nothing." "So you better say it." "You look like a piece of meat." Somewhere in there, it made two brothers laugh at each other at a situation that could have been frustrating as hell. Because I knew he was going to be fine. He was going to be healed from that. And it was going to be a long-lasting joke between us two brothers. It wasn't that funny when I saw my brother being wheeled into the damn ER. And I see tubes and wires and everything else sticking out of him. It's like, my God, Ahab had a field day with this damn guy. He got his white whale. And that was my brother. And this was no piece of meat either. The the actual joke was anyone for cold cuts when I looked at my brother's leg originally, but that joke fell flat. He did that once, actually a couple of times, many times in this. He was telling me at one time when he was working at a mortuary as an attendant, he had to be sent over to a county facility to pick up a stiff, and they're opening up a brain case. And here comes the brain plopping out. My brother managed to be there to catch it. Everyone's looking at him, and my brother goes, "Anyone for cold cuts?" People ran out and barfed. My brother's laughing his ass off because he thought it was funny. My brother had that sixth sense, smart alecky attitude before he joined the military, and then they fucked him over. They gave out a serious, drugged out alcoholic who'd been through a hell of a lot. He had to rediscover himself within the last 32 years of his life, becoming back to a smart aleck again, which he enjoyed being anyway. Things like that hurt like hell because I remember it. And I could see my brother doing these kind of things. Some people could talk about it and laugh about it and joke about it. The movie that they actually had one time, Steel Magnolias, was one of my favorites. Back in the 80s, you had 4 to 5 strong ladies dealing with life on life's terms through 4 seasons of life within a year. And during this year, you have a woman getting married who's got type 1 diabetes, born with it, but she wants to have kids. She got pregnant and she had one. And at the end of the film, it took her life. And then the 4 strong ladies had to come together to support each other, including the mother, Sally Fields. It was the hardest damn thing seeing that at the end after I lost Mom, because I couldn't deal with that concept. I mean, I had watched it all the way through and I thought it was funny as hell until I lost Mom, and actually it changed everything around. And when they're laughing about next year how things were supposed to be a little bit easier, life goes on, life goes on. For some, life goes on. With all that nice support they got over there, that's fine. But the one thing they forgot to say is what happens for those who don't have the support, who never had the support to begin with, who got pushed aside, forgotten. The guys, and sometimes the young ladies or the women pleading to some god to hear them. Because nobody else was catching the signs. All the time I kept posting on Facebook. All the time I kept posting on Facebook. Trying to tell people what the fuck was going on. Trying to tell people how the fuck I'm doing. Hardly anybody paid attention. I'd seen other people do the same damn shit, and they're ending up as corpses. They try to find ways to tell people, and people don't listen. They don't care. They don't want to. Hell, maybe Kafka was right, and so was Tolstoy and Dostoevsky. Maybe they had better range of humans. Maybe they understand better humans instead of... I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Shit. They're all Russians. They all had a different points of view, and not the Western point of view, of how to deal with life, how to deal with a reality check. And yet I see a reality check happening on my damn computer screens all the fucking time about a war that's killing people left and right because you've got ego out of control. And nobody can put a damper on a son of a bitch. Which reminds me, we're going to be going to World War III pretty shortly. We're fucked. We're fucked. But no, I'll mourn my ass off every time I keep hearing music from the 60s or from Big Chill or something. Something my brother and I would enjoy, I would feel miserable at because I can't feel happy anymore. Not according to what the depression keeps trying to tell me at this point. I think it's so fucking easy dealing with this shit. You know, if I had talked one more time to my pediatrician, I'd probably go to tell him, you should have let me die. I wouldn't have to deal with any of this shit. I'd be considered a selfish, self-righteous, egotistical, sorry son of a bitch by making the worst decision of my life. Because the problem is, we have to keep going through this shit. We have to be pain in the asses to each other. We have to be in pain. We're supposed to know how to deal with it so we can tell the next poor schmuck how to deal with it. That's supposed to be how it goes. I'm not seeing it that way. How many times I kept trying to see some people trying to commit themselves to murder, just suicide, have someone else take their life because they don't, they're too chicken shit to do it, or if they are going to be doing it, we got to get some spectacular news editors on them. And if they've got video or audio recordings, they'll tell them what the fuck they've been going through, and then nobody paid attention. Nobody's paying attention every time I keep sending out these damn videos out there because nobody pays attention to the damn shit. When the mood strikes, when the feelings strike, when everything else is hitting me upside the head of saying, look, you're fucked, just go kill yourself. That's how I'm feeling right now. That's how I'm feeling right now. The truth of the matter is I don't want to do it. I know I'm feeling it, I'm hearing it, but I don't want to do it. Because it's bad enough I got to face him on his terms, on his turf. And then I got to explain it to him of something I can't even explain to myself. How am I supposed to explain it to the Almighty at this point over here that I wasted His precious gift? Because of my own damn stupid feelings. It got the better of me. And I made that dumbass decision. And yet, this is how I feel. And this is how it is. And this is how I have to explain it. This is how I have to say about it. This is about me. Me alone. Like, damn it, I don't want to face him. I don't even want to face my family as who I miss a great deal. I miss them like I never missed anybody in my life. But I'd be bringing shame to them, though. I'd be bringing shame. I don't want to shame my family. I have to deal with the pain, and I have to struggle. That's all there is. If I have to do this alone, I'd fucking do this alone. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody listens. Nobody wants to listen. I have to do what I've got to do. Struggle. One day at a time. Sometimes 1 minute at a time. No matter how much I feel for my family. No matter how much I love them a great deal. There have been times I have been pissed off at my mother and my brother. There have been many times I've been pissed off at them. Mama was dying. Her heart, she gave it out. And I know how she feels. I understand more and more. But damn it, Mama, I don't want to die that way either. There's got to be some things for me to do out here. There has to be. Damn it, I don't want to die just yet. I've got too much fear, too much confusion, too much crap going on. And yeah, it would have been easier just to pull the plug and that's about it. But as I said before, that I got to come up to the damn Inquisitor himself and I got to talk to God about this shit. Let alone Jesus, and that's going to be even harder. I had to hold myself accountable to everybody up there. And I couldn't even explain it to him. How am I going to explain it to him? How am I going to be able to bring this shit up to him? I'm trying to hold it back. Hell, I don't even want to be on the air. I'm just losing it.